So is this the opening to our video?
Welcome to the third XVI podcast. Who is everybody? I don't know who you are.
I'm Ben.
I'm Tate.
The name's Connor.
Heft.
Zachary J. Donnenberg, Esquire Extraordinaire.
And then there's Duncan Teen.
Tommy Tom.
Tom.
Tom Speak.
Oh.
There we go.
There's Tom. So how was everybody's week? We just we had Time to Mine come out yesterday. How was that?
It was
beautiful.
It was
I like
full of lies.
It was full of
You know what you guys
Tom.
need to do? You guys need to cook sketty.
The sketty on Saturday was indeed ready.
It was.
No, it was on Wednesday.
Yeah,
not
it was on
Saturday.
Wednesday.
I'll be honest.
Did you
it
get
was
it
the
that
most
long ago?
ready.
Did you get my Snapchat that I sent to everybody?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, the whiteboard that I drew that said sketty ready on it?
So basically what happened is we were outside hanging out in the woods. Ben brought a can of SpaghettiOs, and Axel,
It was Cam, or no, it wasn't
it was Chef Boyardee spaghetti meatballs.
for all intensive purposes, when push comes to shove, it's SpaghettiOs. And
Essentially.
Axel just happened to bring a pot, so we're like,
For some
what,
reason.
let's fucking make a campfire and cook these SpaghettiOs. So we're cooking it, and we're singing, we gotta get this sketty ready, because we gotta eat this
The
sketty.
sketty is ready, and ready is sketty gone.
And,
No, I don't think that was it.
That was
sketchy ready,
John and I
sketty
sang
ready.
that. John and I sang that. Go
So
on.
we're in the middle of cooking this sketty when we realize that we don't have utensils to eat it. So Connor Williams ends up using like this, alcohol wet wipe thing,
Yeah.
scooping it. And that's probably
Yeah,
not too
that's
good.
That's gotta taste terrible.
I used
You used like a water bottle.
I
for a
tried
little while.
scooping with a water bottle. That didn't work. So I ended up using a piece of a Nerf gun to scoop from.
Like a spoon.
Oh,
And I thought that was genius, honestly. But
I
hold
have
on, let me
another
go
one
back to
there.
Connor Williams' thing. I watched him use it like 4 times. Every time but once, it was completely ineffective. And then one time, he just got like the biggest handful of everybody. He just got like all of it in his hand. Just
made up for all of it.
Yeah. And
You
I
used a pair of scissors.
I used a pair of
Meatball.
scissors with
Because somehow using 2 blades as a grip to pick up noodles is a good idea.
I tried to scrape some of the
They're
sketty
sharp
up with
chopsticks.
a Tostitos chip, but they
it
were
worked.
so freaking small.
And the Tostito chips with SpaghettiOs is a
Yeah,
terrible
that
combination.
that was not good.
Do not try it.
I
But
won't.
We did try hunting frogs, and that did
I
not-
left before
We tried
this
to
happened.
find the chicken noodle soup that Axel also left.
Yeah,
but
he
there
left
was
the
nothing.
box. He left the box, but not the noodle soup. I don't even know how they make chicken noodle soup in a cardboard box.
I think
but they
there was
did.
probably like a box to show like, hey, this is what we're selling, but then there's probably like a plastic bag with
That
this
was
cold,
that was
this
the
cold
worst
beverage in
insult
it.
to us in our
Not
sketty
beverage,
phase.
It was probably
We were just
like
out there
ramen noodles.
looking
I like
for
the
food.
powder for the flavoring and just like noodles and bits of.
Zach, what was your argument for catching a frog?
It was basically like, we're in the woods, we're surviving.
We're real
We
rats.
ran out of sketty. So you gotta do what you gotta do to survive. And that means
Even though we were less than a mile away from Zach's house.
you hear frogs, you twiddle some sticks, and you stab them.
Yeah, John hit me in the face with one of his sticks. Like, I was sitting there, I had taken it for like 2 seconds, and he was like, give me the stick back, and he took it, and he lifted it from the bottom, and just hit me in the face, and I was like, you sneaky son of a bitch.
No, what pisses me off is the whole time John was like, "No, I'm not gonna hunt frogs with you guys." And then
Oh,
we get
that-
back, and he's like, "Oh, I'm ready for some frogs. Where are the frogs?"
Yeah, he's like,
God damn
he's
it.
like, yeah, I'll go ahead and try
And
some
then-
frog. I'm
and
like,
then
you're
we're
like an asshole.
We weren't able to catch any, and they're like, "Oh, what are you, stupid? You couldn't catch any frogs? Like, God damn it!"
I was
Well,
not
to be
there
honest,
for
we-
that.
I left before there was frogs.
To be honest, we
I
didn't
wasn't
look
there
that
for the
long.
event.
I wasn't
We
even
looked
there.
for like 10 minutes.
I wasn't even there.
That was fun. The
No!
campfires in the woods.
Yeah, that was really cool.
It was so
we gotta
smoky.
we gotta go back there and build our house.
Yeah, we got to make like a camp or something.
It's like our wasteland camp. It's beautiful.
They're bringing that sort of stuff to DayZ, the standalone. They're adding campfires, and they made like these propane stoves for you to cook food on. They're adding like the next few updates are going to be all about survival.
How
It's
many
gonna
people
be
in
pretty
XVI Gaming have
Michael,
DayZ?
me, and Axel.
Is it
Did they
how is it
fix all the
compared
bugs?
to Survival Stories?
It's more realistic, but it's not as fun because there's no in-game map yet, and the sun.
I thought
No one really knows. Well, none of us really know where the sun goes, but it doesn't go east to west.
What?
I'm pretty sure it goes southwest to northeast.
That's pretty odd.
Based on my travels, I think that's where the sun goes. So there's really no
Are there
efficient...
compasses?
No. There's really no efficient way to navigate. And all the good... So the server... Loot doesn't respawn until the server restarts. And servers... So, if you get on in, the middle of the server... all the stuff is gone. And you're basically playing until you starve to death. And it's not really that fun.
Really?
That's
Food is that
ridiculous.
hard to find?
Oh, yeah. Because people just scavenge the shit out of it. It's a gigantic map, but, there's just not that much loot. It's... I don't know how, but Michael, he freaking tells these magical stories about his travels finding guns and people. Whenever I play, I'm just by myself till I die.
Yeah, he has all these stories of him getting robbed, shanked, handcuffed, knocked unconscious, given a gun. Then he goes and kills the person who gives him the gun.
He'll be like, "Oh, what'd you
That's
do in
real
DayZ,
survival
Zack?"
shit.
And I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I walked in the woods, then I starved to death." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I found a group of people. They initiated me, basically like Daryl in The Walking Dead. Then I killed them all, got all the best loot in the game."
Oh, then it was
Pretty
going
much
on.
said.
Then it was going on how he kind of recreated Sweeney Todd, killing the people who tortured him, screaming their names. Remember me! Killed them all.
But the weirdest thing that ever happened to me in DayZ, people in DayZ are fucked up. I'm a fresh spawn. You spawn by the shore, no matter what. So
That's bad.
I'm just walking on the road, and I hear a bunch of people. They're yelling at this person like he's a dog. I'm like, oh fuck, fuck. And there's get him, boy, get him. And I hear this guy barking. This guy sprints up to me, whacks me with a baseball bat. I'm unconscious. They're like, "Oh, good boy. Now let's get all this stuff." And they scavenge me and then they kill me. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, Tom, to answer your question, the reason that's bad is because there shouldn't be just one set spawn point. Any asshole in the world could just go there and
don't
shoot the
think
fuck out of them.
I don't think it's the same exact point on the shore.
No, but it's still on
no,
the shore.
it's-
on an island?
It's within a 500-foot radius where everyone spawns.
That's bad.
Really?
Yeah. It's terrible.
That
Well, you
is-
could have all
I
the
thought-
new people just fighting it out
Oh,
on the beach.
that's what people do. They get a
I would
shit
wanna
ton of
see
gear
that.
and they surround the new spawns and they make them fight it out and then they just kill them in the end. No one survives.
I think that'd be cool if you got
what's-
all the new spawns to just come together, and then you have all the other people just sitting up there on the cliff, and there's just a giant battle between the new people.
Can't you go online and look up a map of the DayZ map?
Yeah, but the locations are in Russian.
And you won't know where.
So you
are.
can't be
I'm not
go
talking
to...
about the location, but is it on an island?
No, it's on a peninsula.
Oh, because I think the original DayZ, the mod, was on an island. So they had it to where the spawning was all around the southern part of the island. So it was very scattered.
But that's another reason why navigation is so annoying. Because I can't go to Michael and be like, all right, go to,
What
Fairfield.
what people
It's
do
all right,
is
go to
this.
the town near the forest that's near the mountain that has that river next to it.
What people do is they do nicknames for the cities, and I think I've been watching a couple videos where they try to read it as if it were English letters. So it'll be go to Jed J.
All right, right on it.
What was that game for the 360 where it was supposed to be the zombie survival game?
State of Decay.
Yeah,
Now
State of
I
Decay.
can-
That's T's game. You can
Now I
finally
can contribute to the conversation.
You're welcome.
I
Thank
saw
you.
a little bit of gameplay for this, and I thought it looked terrible.
Yeah, I played the
Yeah.
demo and I played some at Axel's house. I thought it was complete shit.
Fuck you guys! If it had multiplayer, I'd like it more. It gets really stale after a while.
The thing that
Tell
I
us-
didn't
explain
like
it.
about that game was that every time you went off, the game still played for you, and your character could die.
They
hate
fixed
it when
that in
games
an
do that.
update, so...
I
shut
thought
up.
it was too cartoony for what it was trying to do.
Anyway,
It was
Oh
an
my
arcade
God.
game, wasn't it?
Let T talk.
It was a pretty.
T wants to
decent
finally talk
Wentz.
now.
quiet.
Just call it
After
Tom.
10 minutes.
Don't touch me.
Speak.
Okay, anyway. So, what it is it's a shitty knockoff of DayZ when the mod was still pretty popular. And came out by a company that no one really knows about. And they never really did anything except for this
What
one
are they
game.
called?
Undead Labs.
So they're basically made for zombie games.
Yeah.
It sounds like the kind of studio that would make a frickin' iPod game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
mobile
does.
game. That the name of the company.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Pretty much, the game is, you start out as black guy, and then the more survivors you find, you have to play as everyone, and everyone gets tired within 20 minutes, and you have to switch between other people while you kill zombies and
That's
get
stupid.
loot.
That sounds
Yeah.
dumb.
But apparently, rumor has it that Undead Labs is currently working on an MMO for current gen Xbox One.
But considering
PS4
how
consoles.
badly they did with this, I don't
I-
see it being.
Well, now-
I think
now
it was
they have
successful.
They have a special
It was fairly
licensing
successful.
deal with Microsoft now, so I think Microsoft
Oh.
is going to give them a lot of support they need to make a
Yeah.
good game.
That and the biggest problem with State of Decay was it was made to be multiplayer. Like you could tell
Yeah.
and it was
that
single player.
at some point it could have been multiplayer because they wanted to make it multiplayer.
I think
And then it was never multiplayer because they were not allowed to.
I would think it'll be like server issues for that type of game, because it wasn't like very glitchy when you first opened up the game. Like some
Like when it first came out, but that's like every other game that people rush.
Fallout or Battlefield 4, it's still glitchy as all hell. You could barely play a single match without lagging.
But
Dice can
despite
suck
that,
my
I really
asshole.
think it's one of the best games for next gen right now, or current gen actually. It's
Battlefield.
now into current gen.
Just no one's going to call it current gen for a while.
Yeah.
Just stick with the next gen until the bandwagon does it. I think if I were to rate the 3 best next gen games, granted I don't own that many next gen games, I would say the best single player experience, Assassin's Creed 4.
I agree
Yeah.
with that.
I would say the best casual experience, Peggle 2. And the best multiplayer,
could
I
you
really
call
don't
Peggle
know.
2 next gen. though?
Ghost
well,
is pretty good.
it's not for last gen until May 8th, so...
Well, the gameplay of it is just you shoot a ball and you try to knock red things.
I think
So what?
that
And Assassin's Creed is literally just like every other Assassin's Creed game, only you sail. What's your point?
Is
Well,
that his
Assassin's
Tom and he has to
Creed
bitch
2
about everything.
Oh no, not Assassin's Creed 2. It's Assassin's Creed Black Flag. There you have the visuals, you have the open world, you
It's
have
the same graphics as last gen, only better resolution.
hope you hear that train.
enhanced sailing mechanics, and just
Enhanced compared to
and
what?
a new story.
Compared to
Compared to,
Assassin's Creed 3, I guess.
Yeah,
It's the same mechanics,
but
only there's more ocean.
And
Yeah,
people can
probably
sing
that.
now.
I fucking love that.
I love it too.
It is the best.
My favorite.
Oh, there's a way.
The best part is when you're sailing open ocean, like you can't see any islands around you. It's a misty night. The giant moon is overhead. You're just like the lanterns of your ship are flowing back and forth. The men are singing. It's just magical.
I disagree with that. I think the best part of the game is exactly that scenario, except for when 2 men of war are suddenly on your sides and you accidentally attack one of them.
Fuck that.
That's the best part.
Well, as I was saying before, I was morbidly interrupted.
That's morbidly obese.
Just
I don't know what's a better multiplayer experience. I don't have Titanfall, but I played the beta, and that's fantastic.
So-
but I really, really like Call of Duty Ghosts, and when it's not lagging, I really like Battlefield 4.
I'm not a very big Call of Duty fan, and to be honest, I got Ghosts because I got it, and and I just wanted to play the single player, and I have not played the multiplayer at all because I just dropped that from every other Call of Duty.
Well,
But I love Battlefield 4's multiplayer.
All of the vanilla maps in Call of Duty Ghosts, all the maps before Onslaught and Devastation are terrible. I hate
Yeah.
all of them, except for Tremor.
I
But
like.
all of the DLC maps, with the exception of Behemoth and Devastation, are
No,
amazing.
it's not
No,
Behemoth. It's Behemoth. Okay, Behemoth.
Tell them we're American.
What's it called? Whiteout is really cool. I like that one a lot
I
too.
don't like
That one's
Whiteout.
that one's really fun for domination.
As the only person that bought Titanfall out of this group of people, I would say the best multiplayer game, definitely Battlefield 4, when it is not lagging to shit, because DICE can suck an asshole. But I say Titanfall is good. The only problem is, since it's made by such a new company, it lacks so much it could have had. Especially
Like what?
since it came out
Yeah,
for
like
next
what?
gen first. Like, the fact that there's like hardly any weapons.
Oh.
And there's only 3 Titans, or 3 mechs.
They're called Titans.
It's shut the fuck up.
An article written by
Okay.
people interviewing.
They're Titans?
Respawn. Yes.
And the Titans are mechs.
they-
So that's
no,
the same
they-
thing.
They don't want them to be called mechs because they're not mechs.
Yes, they are. Tom.
Mechs.
If it quacks like a duck and it looks like a duck, it's a fucking duck. Shut up. Anyway,
But to be honest, these aren't ducks, they're mechs.
yes,
That's true.
that is a true fact.
What about a mech duck?
Shut the fuck up.
Ma.
McDuck is like a Scottish duck.
Good one. Good one.
Anyway, So another reason why Titanfall is so terrible is because it is strictly multiplayer. Storyline, it's kind of dumb, and there are not that many maps in the game. So specifically, since it came out first for next gen, and there's only like 15 maps, I'd say. That's like average.
That's not that bad.
Call of Duty. Well, since it's strictly all the money went to multiplayer. They could have had more.
Is
There
it
could
like
have been more
ranked to where the campaign is multiplayer?
Yeah, but the story you play as random soldiers while the main characters do their thing. But the first the starting cutscenes are really cool.
What I don't like
Badass.
is that they said that Xbox 360 version, there is literally nothing different except worse, slightly worse graphics. They said that there is no reason that they should have hyped it up as the first true next-gen game. That's what pisses me off. And getting back to the thing about the best next-gen multiplayer, the reason I'm so torn is because I could have a lot of fun with Call of Duty, regardless of if I'm playing with friends. I have a lot of trouble having fun in Battlefield 4 if I'm by myself.
I only play Battlefield 4 by myself, and I thoroughly enjoy it.
I only play with friends.
Because whenever I'm on, none of my friends are on that want to play Battlefield.
Honestly, I spend most of my time on Xbox on Netflix.
Really.
Yeah, I started doing that too lately.
First,
Netflix and
I
YouTube.
went through all of the 11 seasons of Family Guy that are on Netflix. Then I went through the first 2 seasons that are on Netflix. And then now I'm on the 7th out of 9 season of The Office.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what show I think
never
you might
got
like?
into that show.
And did you watch all of Pokemon?
It's only up to right before he gets the 8th badge.
Ah.
That's what's on Netflix.
Oh,
the
really?
first 53 episodes.
You know what show I think you might like? Archer.
That's a really funny
Yeah,
show.
Archer
is
is
hilarious.
hilarious.
I watched that show on TV when it first came out, and then after about a season, I just kind of got off of it.
The voice actor for the main character in Archer is the same guy that does Bob's Burger.
Did you see the episode with the cameo of Bob's Burger?
Yeah,
That was hilarious.
I thought that was really good how they tied that in. I was like, I love you.
Wait, did Tom say he never got into The Office?
No,
How could you not get
What were
into
you
the
talking
office?
about? Pokemon?
no.
Family
You're talking about Archer.
No, because before you brought that up, he said I could never get into that show when I was listening to things I watched on Netflix. What were you talking about?
When you were listing all of the stuff that you binge watched on Netflix,
Yeah.
you said, and the first 6, 7 seasons of The Office. I'm like, I can never get into that show. It was
So-
too boring.
Yeah,
for
so-
me.
Yeah, so The Office. That is my favorite. I wouldn't call it a sitcom, but
I would.
the kind of show that it is. That's my favorite
Okay.
because I think it's the most realistic. Because the relationships that they have with the characters seem so real.
Yeah.
The camera angles for me, Matt, I didn't like that much.
The
in the
thing-
interviewing with all the
I like that, and
Char-
there's no
actors,
way
characters.
that at the end of the show, the actors for Jim and Pam didn't have some emotional bond.
Yeah.
Because what they had feels so real.
The only
I-
episode I watched full of that was sophomore year of my history class. Mr. Kirby let us watch the Christmas special of The Office, and it was a Christmas special to where the one chick showed up in Steve Carell's office topless. And Steve doesn't know what to do, so he just gets his phone, snaps a picture, and walks out.
I love the episode where they do where there's the fire and they have to learn how to do first aid and stuff. And Steve Carell is reviving the black guy, and he's like, "You have so much to live for. There's a black guy in the presidential office now. You are black," and he starts slapping him around. And then they start in the next scene they start doing the first aid stuff with the dummies. And I forget his name, but he pulls out a knife and he cuts the face off the one dummy and starts wearing it around. It's hilarious. He's like, quick, check his pockets. He might have valuables in there. Even though it's a dummy. It's pretty funny.
What I love is that that's one of the few shows that they could really say whatever they want and no one would care. They make racial jokes, sexual jokes, jokes on sexuality in general, really controversial societal jokes, and no one cares.
Well,
But
I
the
think that's
thing
how
that
it
I
is
love
with-
about that show is how awkward it is. At certain times when
Yeah.
everyone's just silent.
I don't
But
know
it's
if you guys
perfect.
know
I know
this.
it's excellent.
Being fans of the show, or since you guys are fans of the show, you know the American version.
Yeah.
There was a British.
Yeah, the
version.
British version
we all
came out
know.
first.
Yes.
I don't like the British version. I
Yeah,
don't
that
think
one's
it's
not
at all.
funny.
I didn't watch it at all. but
The guy
it doesn't
has
seem
British
funny because I don't
humor.
really like British humor. That
I don't
much.
like the main actor. in
Aside from
British
Monty Python.
version.
What British
He's
humor is
so
there?
annoying.
Monty Python. That's
Yeah,
the
my-
best.
I've never
Basically-
seen the movie in full.
If you're an adult or you grew up in Ben's family, watch Monty Python. If you're like me, you played Fable. That is British humor. Fable 2 is a reason why
The
I
meaning
don't
of life
automatically
is really,
dismiss
that's a
British
really good one. The Monty
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
No,
There you go.
not Monty Python and the Meaning of Life.
Oh, that's
ever
good.
seen-
That's funny too.
Yeah, that one's really funny when they invite death in.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Monty Python movie in full.
What about the Monty Python TV show? Monty Python's Flying Circus.
I
My
didn't
dad
I've
like- I
never
didn't
seen
like
a movie in
that.
full,
My-
so I've never heard of the show.
My dad has every single episode in a box, and it's
DVD or
terrifying. It's a
VHS?
DVD. It's like a fuck ton of DVDs, and it's fucking horrifying.
Wait, how is that horrifying?
There's just so many.
Wait, they made that many shows?
Yeah.
Episodes?
There's
I
over
think-
9,000!
Was it like
There's a lot.
Was it like a
There's like 10
weekly
seasons or
live-
something like that.
10 seasons? Wow. Well, 11 seasons.
probably
of Family
wrong.
Guy is
Don't
like
quote me
maybe
on that.
big. With boxes.
I tried watching The Holy Grail. I couldn't.
Really?
Some moments were funny, but I just couldn't. I
I
fall
remember-
asleep every single time.
Okay.
We did an all-nighter at Ben's for his birthday. And in the morning, we were down in his
We did it all
basement.
night.
Yeah, this was when Ben's Xbox was in his basement. And it was like...
Wait, was I there for
I-
that?
I don't know. I don't think so. But it was like 7 in the morning, and everybody's like calling their parents to get them picked up.
Oh
And
no, I had
everyone's
to leave.
everyone's
That's
just like conking out on the couch, and we're watching the movie on Netflix, and Tristan's falling asleep. But in Ben's basement, he has the giant cave crickets. So there's a cave cricket right by his head. And I'm like, Tristan, what's that by you? He looks up. He gets up, like, in the most frantic way. Gets up, runs, almost breaks Zack's laptop. But I catch it with my foot. And I think he, like, bent Zack's mouse receiver.
He
And was
he
the thing that
leaps
goes
off
into
the couch like, what the fuck? And then don't you like throw a football at him?
Yeah,
or something?
I actually had a foam football next to me all the time when I was down there playing Xbox because there was just an army of cave crickets that would. When I didn't look, I would turn around and there would just be like 6 or 7 of them right behind me and I'd be like, holy fuck! Scare the fuck out of me. And I would
Those
just
things
throw
are
it at him.
so annoying. I was camping once, and in the tent, there was like this giant one the size of like 3 quarters lined up. It was terrifying. That thing jumped on one of my tent mates. He pissed himself crying so much.
Dude, I remember in 7th grade, I used to bike around the orchard, which is the development I live in. So when I went out onto the cul-de-sac to go down the road, I stopped and I looked, and there was this giant fucking dragonfly. And this in 7th grade, I had a size 9 foot.
Okay.
I put my foot next to it, and it is almost the exact same size as my foot.
What?
Like, you could see the individual hexagons in its eye. That's how big this fucking dragonfly was.
That's
That's
scary.
horrible.
It scared the living shit out of me.
You know what's
Did you kill it?
speaking of
No,
shit,
I didn't even go biking. I just went inside.
speaking of shit, in 7th grade, you remember the river trip? You remember the river trip in 7th
Oh
grade?
my god, yeah.
Well, we went down and like we had to do like something with our science class where we had to like take a
we
look
were
around at the nature.
documenting the life in this little stream.
And so I was with 2 other people, and we came up and we found a like caterpillar nest. I don't remember what it was, but it was just like hanging from this tree.
Gypsy moth.
And one of my friends had a camcorder with them, and I was like, you know what, this is really boring. You know what we should do? We should do something funny. And he's like, and they're like, what do you have in mind? So I'm like, you see that caterpillar nest? And we had a pair of hedge clippers, and we're like, we're gonna cut that thing out. So
I remember that.
So, one of my friends went right underneath it, and I had the hedge clippers off to the side, and I cut it open as he was recording it, and all this like black shit came out, like they were black little droplets, and they fell out, and we started laughing because it was funny as shit.
They
to
cut
us.
right through
And they
the
fell
caterpillars
down
inside.
right into my friend's mouth, and it was
All this gypsy
and we
moth
got it all on
caterpillars.
tape too.
Cut in half with the black like ooze dripping out of them.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
it was
so
hilarious. I
funny.
remember that.
So T is
It
gonna
was
remember
so
this.
funny.
So to everyone who wasn't there, this is gonna sound really fucked up. But what T and I used to do is whenever we find a gypsy moth on the railroad tracks, we would take a stick, stick it.
I remember this.
We would
This is
stick
way
it-
back.
We would stick it up the caterpillar's asshole and turn it inside out.
What?
And we would leave the stick up like a crucifix for all the other caterpillars to see.
Why would you do that?
To teach them a lesson.
For the record, I only did it a couple times. It wasn't my thing.
That's disgusting.
Because the
I
point
used-
is, these things fucking eat out trees and kill the trees around town.
They do.
I
They
used
deserve to fucking be turned inside out.
I used to grab them. I would like pick them up when they were curling across my patio, and I would just like hold them down and rip off their heads. It was so.
Why are you here?
It was so much fun.
I don't mind bugs. I don't understand why you guys had to gruesomely kill them. You
Because
didn't
they
have to
fucking ruin our
crucify them.
trees.
This is an insect homicide.
I think the last time I killed an insect in a funny way was Nick and I were walking into school, and we were walking. We were walking to the place where
Say
we
it.
normally stand before the bell rings,
Nick,
and there's a spider on the
mama.
ground. So I turned the corner, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" Because I have arachnophobia, so I'm afraid of spiders. I say, "Oh shit!" I jump up, full force with my leg. I just stomp with all my might on the ground. It hurt my leg so bad, but the spider was dead.
was
Nick
gone.
was losing his shit because he was so funny.
Yay,
Dude,
Tom Story!
I remember in 4th grade, so in 4th grade I had a basement like T's, where it was just really, really creepy. So I went down there, and I'm with my mom, and there's this spider on the wall. Biggest bug I've ever seen. My mom, like, I don't know why she did it, but she put her hand right next to the spider. It was, like, bigger than her hand. And
Why
it
did
had a
you-
really small body, but the legs were just, like, 6 inches long.
It's probably Daddy Long.
That's what I was thinking.
No.
No.
Were they
No.
thick legs?
The-
No, they
daddy
were
long
hairy
legs.
and thick. It wasn't a fucking
Oh.
daddy long leg.
I would
Jesus.
grab the nearest, heaviest thing and smash it against the wall.
That's what my football's for.
Well, in 8th grade, when we were coming home from the DC trip, there was a kid on our bus because we had to take 2 buses. There was a kid on our bus. This was like 10 o'clock at night. We're all like half asleep, and me and the kid I'm sitting with are sitting right behind this kid who's terrified of spiders, like deathly afraid of spiders, and he's fast asleep. He doesn't know what's going on. He can't feel anything, and so my friend who's sitting next to me is chewing gum. And we had the greatest idea. We thought it'd be funny. Would it be funny if we
Well, we are
stuck
at a podcast.
if we stuck the gum and put it behind his ear and woke him up and told him it was a spider? So we took the gum out and we curled it up, like we made it into a little ball, like as tiny as we could make it, and we stuck it behind his ear. Didn't notice, and we woke him up. And notice how not notice, but you have to remember everybody's asleep. This is like 10:30 at night. We're coming back, and we stick it on his ear and we're like, dude, I don't want to, like, freak you out, but there's a spider on here. And he goes, oh my god, there's a spider! And it wakes everybody on the bus up. And we, like, stopped the bus. It was so funny.
In 8th grade, we went to New York, and, New York has some really weird people. in it.
Yeah, that's,
Oh, yeah.
that's a
New
fact.
York has, like, the dirtiest
Especially the
back
Jews. The Jews are funny as hell there.
They have good delis.
I'm Jewish, so I'm allowed to say that. Go on.
So, we passed this woman. She's dressed like Connor Williams.
Okay.
I know where this is going.
She has dreadlocks with beads. You know,
Okay.
the weird bearded
Yeah.
dreadlocks.
So she's
or
a
not,
Molly boy.
not dreadlocks, cornrows.
Okay, yeah.
So, and
Oh,
she had,
Molly
like, she
boy.
was covered in tattoos and piercings and everything.
She's hot.
Oh, yeah, she was a saint.
She's banging.
So, she has this box. And, we're a bunch of
Damn right
eighth
you got a
graders.
box.
So she's yelling out,
It's a dick
Obama
in my
condoms, Palin condoms, John McCain
What?
condoms, get them here. And we're just like, what the fuck is this? Because, like, think about it. You're having sex with a girl and you just put on this thing that looks like Obama.
on our DC trip, I remember the bus that I was on a different bus from Connor. Everybody on the bus was taking pictures of the homeless people and saying, I choose them, and we were like doing Pokemon battles with homeless
That
people.
doesn't, why would you do that?
I don't know. It was
There
8th
was-
grade.
There was a time I was driving up to Lancaster with my dad, and Lancaster's in Pennsylvania. It's like a good hour and a half, 2 hour drive from where we are.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Amish people in Lancaster. And so
Amish
as we
people
were
do
driving,
Tristan, too.
down the highway, I don't know what it was, but there was like a truck parade going on, and thousands of Amish people were gathering up on the hills that were overlooking the highway, like whole families of them just looking at the trucks go by, and they're like, indeed, grabbing their like chins, with that like chin gesture, and they're like,
They're doing Amish.
indeed. And then like we stopped.
Did you hear them say that?
No.
So this is
But
all speculation.
I could hear it, and so we pulled over, and I started to take a picture, and one of the there was like a father, a daughter, and a mother there, and I went to go take a picture. I'm like, holy shit, there's a lot of people, and the father like took his hand and he put it right in his daughter's face. Like I'm pretty sure he smacked her in the face. And he's like, "I'll shield your face, daughter. I'll shield your face." It was funny as hell.
Shut up. Tom.
Ben, did you ever see Amish people on your way to get Tristan?
I have not, but Tristan has told me numerous stories of, stop it, of Amish people. What did you just do? Okay, so Tom touched T. Tom's hands are sweaty. T slapped his leg.
Thank
That's
you.
what happened.
I'm sorry,
Thank
but
you
all
for
you guys
having that
have
be the
really
one thing
sweaty
you say in the
hands,
past
except for
20
Zack.
minutes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Zack
you
has,
want
like,
me to
cold
say
clammy.
something? Okay, I'll say something. Have you guys ever smelt an Amish person?
No.
Oh.
When Sydney...
Yes, I have.
Sydney.
Tristan's stepdad, as of right now, is a former Amish man.
Ew.
And yes, that is the case. Go on.
Anyway, so when Sydney, a.k.a. one of my youngest sisters,
One of them.
was at the hospital, there was a group of Amish people who had a child that was also very sick. And oftentimes I'd go to visit Sydney, there would be this group of Amish people. And I felt really bad because they completely went against their religion to do this.
No, they're allowed to use modern medicine.
Seriously?
That's one of the.
They're allowed to go to
few
hospitals.
exceptions.
I
They're
didn't
allowed
know
to
that.
go to
If
hospitals.
life-threatening situations
Shut
happen,
up.
they're allowed to use
I wonder how
Amish
that
Anyway,
must feel like.
so-
Like you're the only horse and buggy in the parking lot.
But anyway, so keep in mind, this was a hospital in Philadelphia.
I'm keeping
Children's
that in mind.
Hospital in
keeping that in mind as
Philadelphia. So these Amish people managed to make their way into the city of Philadelphia. Don't know how they did it.
And successfully
You got the
navigate
Fresh
to a hospital.
Yeah. But they smelt like raw and rotten, moldy, gross meat and asshole that hasn't been washed in a fortnight. It was gross.
That reminds me. Did you see the gameplay for Fortnite?
I did not.
They released it. So that game is free to play.
What is it?
Looks pretty good.
So it's basically Epic Games' new game, and it's like it's zombies, but it's got like goofy graphics, sort of like Project Spark, and you get to build things on the fly. It's like Minecraft, only it's not as tedious. Like basically everything is
Oh, I
based
remember
off
hearing about
of
that.
brick, steel, and wood. And if you have the materials, you have basically this book of schematics, and you just be like, all right, I'm gonna, wave it here, and I'm gonna build a wall here, 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 and like you could choose how high everything is, and it's basically about like just working together to survive, because you have all day to build, and then at night the monsters come and basically try to wreck your shit. Basically like creepers, only they're zombies, and it seems pretty cool. You can sign up for the beta.
That kind
website.
of sounds like a tower defense type of game.
What's it going to be for?
Is it open world?
You're able-
They didn't say the
survival, or-
platforms, but the beta is for PC.
I may be thinking of a different game, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. In Fortnite, you're able to go like there's multiple groups of people trying to defend their area from zombies, right? And you're able to go and try to kill or damage the other people's
No.
stuff. No, I'm definitely thinking of a
I
different
know what game you're talking about, but I don't remember
I don't know what it's called.
what it is.
So speaking of like new stuff, what do you guys think of that thing for Borderlands, the prequel, the pre-sequel?
Yeah,
That
I'm
sounds really
really
dumb.
pissed off that they're making that.
I'm
Really?
really excited.
Because
I want
no,
Fat Traps.
because I'm
So do I.
basically done
Fat
buying
Trap.
last gen games. Like I'm full. If it's not for Xbox One, why even bother? I feel like they're just making it for the money.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
definitely
what I don't
it
get.
is.
Why are they making it for
just looks
360
rushed. It looks like they're making
PS3?
characters that are just gonna be. Oh, you could play as Claptrap. I gotta get this. They're just like doing things for the money at this
Well, you
point.
can't tell me you weren't excited. Like, oh, that's
No, I was
that's
pissed.
pretty
The
cool.
second I found out, I was pissed off.
I was intrigued.
I hate that it's on the moon. I feel like zero gravity and everything is just going to make it way too loose.
Well, isn't that what you said you wanted for the final battle for the Borderlands 2 DLC, where it was
It's-
like on the space station?
It's not on the moon base.
What? I know it's not on the moon base, but it's like
No,
something-
You'll probably at some point go to the moon.
Well, no,
base,
but
though.
I'm saying like something like that scenario where it was like zero gravity and stuff. Didn't
It's a
you want
hat.
that?
No.
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 I don't like. I love Handsome Jack as a character, but I don't think they should make an entire game about him when the Borderlands game that Telltale is making is about him. It's too much. Like this prequel is unnecessary. I feel like it's just for the money.
Yeah,
it's
it
not even.
definitely
It's not
is.
even the Gearbox that made the first two making it. It's Gearbox Australia.
Yeah.
So
I'm answering Tom's question. He said, why wouldn't they make it for next gen? It would be because they already have the engine.
no. Well, yeah, that they're using the Borderlands 2 engine. There's nothing new about it.
Can't
And
they
and
transfer
two,
to
and two, they said
gen?
that the money it would take to make it isn't worth the amount of people who own the consoles. That's what they said.
Oh.
Oh, really?
And also, what pisses me off is you have to get oxygen. You can run out of oxygen and die
really?
constantly. Like,
That's
there's-
pretty annoying.
There's some places that you don't need oxygen, but like whenever you're out and about, you need to loot oxygen, and that just takes away the freedom of it because you're like, all right, I can't really explore because I have to constantly loot things for oxygen.
Well, wait,
Well-
for the next gen issue with the numbers not being what they need to make a profit, are they going off of the sales of Borderlands 2 and its DLC?
So
or
both
how are
next
they
gen
doing
consoles have 70 million people owning them. Borderlands 2 sold about 15 million.
But what's
so if you
to
take
say?
that if you take that ratio and say that a total of 11 million people own next gen consoles, that's only like 1 million in next gen sales.
But how do they know that people who have the current gen, if we're gonna say the 360s and the PS3s, how do they know that there's still active players on those consoles?
Because 70 million people own current gen and
But-
11 million people own
How
next gen.
how do they know that they're still active players currently and not waiting for the good next gen game?
It's
Like
Because
It's a
70
good
million
assumption.
people don't own next
They're
gen.
going
There's
off
still
of
the
an
people who
assumption.
own those consoles.
But they can-
it's very likely that a large sum, maybe not all of them, but a large sum of the people that have the console are still playing it. Like if you stop playing your
they're
Xbox
going
for
off
like
a win though.
several years,
Like, if you own a 360 and not an Xbox One, you're not going to stop playing your 360 because the Xbox One came out. You don't have it. You still have your 360.
Yeah.
You know, Grand Theft Auto 5, Borderlands 2, these are all... Dark Souls 2 just came out. Like, they're still pumping out games for it. It's not a
forgot
dead
about
console.
Back to what Tom said, though, about how people waiting for the next big game. I guarantee you that this Borderlands is not going to be the next big game.
No, I'm not
Well,
saying
it's-
it's the
yeah,
next
I
big
don't
game.
think
It's
it is
definitely
either.
going to be the worst out of the
And
three.
also, it's coming out fall 2014, so it has to compete with Destiny, The Division...
It's gonna lose.
With the World of Warcraft expansion, games that a shit ton of games are going to announce at E3.
One is
have they announced anything about Destiny recently?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they said that each individual location is bigger than every campaign level and Reach put combined.
Wow.
So that's
That's sort
pretty
of what I
good.
expected.
And they said that there's over 500 locations.
Good. That's pretty awesome. Let's be honest.
What I don't like though is that what they said for customization is it's basically you loot body parts. Like, oh, I found this head I want. I found this left arm I really wanted. Like, I want to be able to make the guy I want on the
That-
get-go and then build
I think
armor for him.
that could be
No,
cool.
that's really stupid. Like
What is it?
Because like all of the
Every-
low levels are gonna look stupid, and it's like, oh, this guy has a really cool face. Too bad I have to be, level 50 and be in such and such a level to get a good looking face.
with my luck, every armor that I like in games are the hardest to get. With my luck, I am going to get the hardest armor to get in that game to be my favorite.
Maybe you shouldn't be so picky.
Yeah. What I've learned from Bungie games is that my favorite armor is always something that is fairly easy to get.
like
Mine
Master
too.
Chief Armor in Halo 3, right
Yeah.
in the beginning.
No, I mean, like, I like the Rogue helmet in Halo 3.
So pissed
do
I
I.
couldn't get that
That's
helmet.
great.
I got the lieutenant ranking in Team SWAT, I think it was. I didn't get the achievement, nor did I get the helmet. Pissed me off.
Anyway, and then, like, in Reach, my favorite helmet was it the Gun Gunner or whatever?
Gun
Gun Gunner.
The one that,
Yeah, George.
George wore. That was my favorite helmet.
It was-
So I wore that a lot.
Well, I
I
think
think-
that's the Grenadier.
Yeah,
the
Gun
Gunner.
Yeah, that's
Gunner
it.
was the little eye hole.
It's the really
Oh,
ugly
yeah,
one
oh, yeah, Halo.
that lots of people like for some reason because
Yeah.
they're stupid.
What I hate about Halo
Fuck
Reach
you.
is people always look like giant marshmallow men. They have the really big shoulders, the
The
really
Michelin
fat
men.
body, the really big head.
No matter
Better
what,
than Halo 4, though.
no matter
Oh, yeah.
what armor you put on, George's chest did not look at all in multiplayer. It did not look good at all in multiplayer.
Did not look at all.
Yeah, I noticed what I said and then I
What did
instantly
they did?
What did I do? But I think in Halo 3, I liked the Rogue helmet, but I didn't have it, so I used the ODST. Reach, it was like either the Master Chief helmet and the Commando helmet with the last attachment. Halo 4 armor.
Halo 4
didn't
armor
look
was
that-
complete
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, Halo 4.
The
I hope Halo
3
5 is
Master
the worst.
Chief armor and the scout shoulders with the
The
everything's on it.
recruit, I thought that was ODST at first when they were releasing all the like snippets and like leaked pictures of the armor.
And then
I
they
saw the recruit and I thought it was ODST, but nope.
and then they butchered ODST in that DLC.
Yeah, that looked
Yeah.
awful.
I think the last armor that I had on was just a random assortment of the Master Chief armor. And I forgot what helmet I had, but I think it was like all the armor in Halo 4 was awful.
I really hope Halo 5, no one buys Halo 5.
Yeah.
No,
Because
but-
343 needs to learn that no one likes their game.
But Halo 5 is going to do so well.
It will.
Because
Yeah.
Halo 4 was what? I think it was the best game that Microsoft
It was.
sold ever, right? So they're definitely not going to do poorly.
Yeah.
But
I liked
There's
Spartan
this.
Ops in Halo 4. Spartan Ops was fun.
It was all
if Halo 5 comes out cross-gen, then
I
it's
think
not
that'll
going to
ruin
be
it.
that much of a step up from Halo 4, and people are going to be pissed off that they didn't really do anything. They're going to call it like a Call of Duty. If it's next-gen only, it's not going to sell well. So 343 is going to get pissed off. So either way, they're screwed with Halo 5, I think.
I think they should get off the Master Chief storyline
Yeah.
and just do like history or something. Do an in-depth harvest battle or something.
Like, make Halo Reach on every planet.
You know what I've really wanted
Yeah,
since
that'd be
since
amazing.
Halo 4 was announced? I've really hoped that they would add a feature where you can either turn it on or off. Where depending on what helmet you have on, you have a different HUD.
Yeah, that would
That-
be awesome.
I love that, but it was annoying to me when I was playing the campaign in Halo 4.
What the
I
HUD?
like that.
The fact that you can see the helmet.
I love
like-
it.
I like that. That was fun.
I didn't notice it at first, and once I noticed, oh god, this is annoying. Every time I looked around, I'd see it, and it was just.
They
annoying
also
to
need
me.
to realize that ODST was not bad.
I never
Yeah.
beat
It was
Halo
a great
was
game.
amazing.
I only liked it if you were doing it with other people. I couldn't play it alone.
I love just exploring the
Dude,
city.
it was
Yeah, that
so
was the
creepy.
best.
First time I did it alone, it was scary.
Dude,
Me too.
I remember me, John, Mark, and little Zack. We were the co-op team when we first got ODST. Like, when we first launched into the map, it was just like this really eerie feeling. Because, like, we played Halo so much, and to be able to see it from such a, like, dim and such, like, a dismal perspective, and to be able to know, like, this is what the Covenant can really do.
It took me about 2 hours to figure out what I should do. After I got out of the pod at first, 2 hours was me spent walking around shooting random grunts and brutes.
It took me forever too, and it scared the shit out of me. What year was it? 2009.
Yeah, 9.
Yeah. So, how old was I?
That was 7th grade.
Young, but I don't give a shit. It was. It
Well, let's
scared
see,
the
it
shit out of
was
me.
7 years ago. So you were...
I was 10.
7 years
11.
ago? 2009?
Or no.
That's 5
No,
years.
that's 5 years.
So 12.
Thinking of Halo 3.
Yeah. It scared the balls off of me, just walking around and seeing the brutes, and they're like, "Nah!" And I'm like, that is the scariest thing ever. I have to run. Oh my god, I have no health. Oh my god, I'm
It
dead.
was so much harder to kill them in.
Oh, and that's what made it fun, though.
I know.
I hated
difficulty.
at this point in my life. I played games for doing something to experience something new without having it be difficult. And I immediately played it on normal, which was a terrible mistake because I was far worse at then than I am now at games,
But
and
it's
I'm
fun-
still bad
It's
at
funny
games.
because ODST is like the easiest Halo.
I know it is.
I like fighting brutes a lot more than elites.
Yeah.
In Reach, I hated
Disagree.
fighting elites. I think that's one of the biggest reasons that
I hated
Firefly
fighting
was a
hunters.
because
Oh my god, hunters are so annoying. in
because the
ODST.
chieftain round was not the chieftain round. It was just
It
you
was
getting spit roasted by a bunch of elites that were way too tough. Like the chieftain round gave you an adrenaline rush because you knew that you could possibly get through it if you worked together and you were good about it. But with the elites, it's just like, all right, here's 50 elites who are just gonna hop around the whole time. Just,
Yeah, they ran super fast, and it was like crazy.
I think it was. I
how quick
think it was
they got
cool.
around the map.
I
think it
think
was so
fighting.
awesome.
I think fighting the elites are really, really fun. No matter how difficult they were, and how much more difficult they were compared to brutes, I always have and always will like the elites more than the brutes, just because I don't like how brutish the brutes are, and I like how smart the elites are. And
So
I
they play-
don't know if they do, but they seem like they work together they have synergy in Reach Firefight.
And,
I like when they're with like a squad of grunts. When they're actually like
Yeah.
commanding the grunts, that's
Yeah.
when it's cool to fight the elites.
Reach brutes look like apes.
They look like
Yeah,
They are
it's-
monkeys.
It's because they didn't have like the armor from when they did the coup.
Yeah.
So they were just like brutes.
They're just like big apes.
Well, I loved it how
hammers.
in ODST, when you first played as Buck, you could go off the beaten path a little bit, and you would see like all the dead elites and brutes, and that'd be like the first sign showing of the separation from of the elites from the Covenant.
And I love how they talked about Destiny in ODST.
Yeah,
Yeah,
was
that
cool.
poster.
It's just weird because like Bungie pays so much attention to detail in everything they do.
Their Easter eggs are phenomenal.
That reminds me, you know the guy that I was obsessed with in ODST that
Joe
danced?
Joe Biden?
No,
Yeah, Joe
the
Biden.
one
with the hearts. With the
I
hearts.
found out that was
Marty?
a composer. That
Yeah,
wasn't.
that's Marty O'Donnell.
I thought that was some like famous actor. From,
I've
like,
never
the
seen
80s.
that. I've never seen that.
I
haven't either.
literally like came in my pants when I saw that. That was the greatest thing of all time.
I only saw
Yeah,
this,
Bungie-
the only Easter egg that I ever saw in Reach was the suicidal guy because I wasn't able.
There's
I was
a
on, I think I was on
suicidal guy in
vacation
all
actually
Halo
when you guys
games.
did the flying the pelican thing, and I was like, oh god damn it, this would be the greatest experience of my life.
It was pretty fantastic.
The
Wait, what is
Falcons,
the
oh my
suicide
god.
guy?
There's
yes.
just a guy.
In every Halo game, there's a guy like on the verge of killing himself.
I think the one with the when you're on the last mission for Halo 3 and there's like the grunt that's
Yeah.
Like
that
the
one-
smack talker.
I showed Connor that when I was at his house once.
Oh yeah, and I also saw the dance party.
That's fantastic.
In
Bungie,
City.
That was such an awesome Easter egg.
Bungie Easter eggs have to be the greatest Easter eggs in gaming.
I wouldn't go
I
that
actually
far,
didn't
but
know
I do
that
like
existed.
them.
I actually didn't know
They're
that
one of the
existed.
best.
They are.
I actually,
yeah,
I actually
they're the
didn't
greatest.
know that Easter egg existed. I stumbled upon it with John and Tristan, and it's just like, I thought we were supposed to kill these guys. Why is this brute a disc jockey? What the fuck is happening?
That they. That game had like so many great Easter eggs, especially the developers room.
That was
That was
that
great
I
too.
such a
remember-
great
I saw that one
design.
too.
I remember it was myself, Zack,
And me.
We're talking
Ben-
about Reach now, by
Ben
the way,
and
not
John.
ODST.
yeah, Reach.
Just talking about ODST. Just figured I'd
We
mention that.
we tried to do that. I remember it took us like an hour to finally do it because somehow the first attempt we got screwed over, and then after that we kept getting our shit beat in by the elites that came out of the door.
Yeah.
But finally,
Damn fudge packers.
someone kept a banshee alive. They came just like was a bowling ball and just like knocked all of them down. We went in. That was so fantastic, especially seeing like all the little Easter eggs. There was a Rooster Teeth. There was like developers like Bungie's quest to rule the world.
Yeah. I thought that was
so
funny.
that was so awesome.
Do you
I
remember?
don't think anything beats the Battlefield 4 Megalodon shark thing.
That is
That is
fantastic.
pretty
I
That
don't
is
think
pretty
that's
funny.
that good of an Easter egg because like
It's
so what?
funny.
It's a shark.
On casting,
Giant.
So what?
Yeah.
on casting,
And if you can fly the helicopter good enough, you can actually go inside it. I heard.
What?
Rumor has it, if you can fly it without the thing like hitting the helicopter and destroying you, you're inside it and you can like see. I don't know. I heard someone talking about it.
Where does it?
apparently in Battlefield 3 on the map Caspian border.
Nope.
If you ran to one end of the I think it was on the U.S. side in Conquest. If you ran down to the far end of the airstrip, you'd appear in a Normandy from Mass Effect.
Oh.
Oh, you know what pissed
Never
me
heard
off?
of that. Ever.
Yeah, I've never heard of that either. I call bullshit. Anyway,
I think I
the
saw
only
that
good
on
thing
YouTube.
about Caspian
Actually-
border
actually-
is the Battlefield 4 Caspian border because of the evolution.
Actually, I also call bullshit because they wouldn't have a
I
BioWare
saw
thing.
a video of it.
You know
well,
what
don't
pissed me
forget they
off?
had the Mass Effect dog tags.
Yeah,
Oh
Loved
yeah.
those. That was
it's
fantastic.
EA. So
But oh yeah, BioWare's or
They-
Mass
they
Effect
have a
is
lot of
EA
Easter
mingles
eggs.
all of their games together.
there, and
forgot
in
about
Battlefield 3, there was a map with Fate's shoes, I believe, from Mirror's Edge.
Oh.
No, it was the yellow bag, the collectible
Yeah.
bag that you can get.
You know what pissed me off?
Oh,
When
and,
you guys
in one
told
of
me
the
about
shops-
that that Easter egg in GTA 5 where like if you swam out far enough
the
and I
shop.
was like so freaked out that like something really bad was gonna happen and you're like don't worry about it. Just don't look down. And I dove down into the water and I looked and I'm like, it's a giant shark. Big whoop. And then you got me so like terrified. My hands were sweating, and then I was like, it's a shark? Really? This is what you wanted to show
I
me?
want Rockstar to
like,
make a
it disappointed
DLC
me.
around aliens.
I don't know.
Because aliens have such a big appearance in that game.
I
You
want-
have the hallucinating with the weed with the aliens. You have several locations where you can see and interact with the ship.
Spoiler alert, why don't you, Tom?
What? Those are side missions. The
Yeah.
game has been out for a good
Okay, Tom.
You're not one of the 33 people who played GTA 5 and
Sorry,
think they care at
sorry
this
if you
point.
listen to this.
Well, you got a point. I hope they add a new modernized Undead Nightmare in
Yeah.
GTA 5.
just
zombies.
do zombie
That'd be
fever
pretty cool.
multiplayer.
Well,
Zombies
sometimes
are
we
the
can do
newest
for that.
thing. Like, zombies is like a fad. Like how vampires used to be a fad. Now it's zombies, because zombies are the shit. Hey, you can't say that in this
He was coughing.
podcast
He was
stuff.
just coughing.
ass month.
He was just
It's
coughing.
really off topic. You know, T, that reminds me of when you fucked me over in multiplayer last time I was trying to play.
I finally got to
I-
level 2 in full. In
Congratulations.
multiplayer. I got the commando rifle.
Congratulations.
Anyway, so what?
I
Tell me
fi-
your
the
story.
submarine finally fucking spawned,
Oh yeah.
and I wanted to go to the Alamo Sea to see if there was anything down there, because people don't like bring submarines down there. So I text you. I'm like, all right, I need you to go online and get a cargo bob, because I'm in a submarine. And you're like, all right, I'll be online in like 20 minutes. I wait an hour and a half, and then someone comes in a helicopter, looks at me. I'm like, no, it would take too long for me to jump out. I can't fight him. Just please leave me alone.
Why didn't you submerge?
Yeah.
Because I was stuck in a stream. I tried to see
yeah.
if I could drive my way up to the sea. But he lands his helicopter, walks right up to me. I'm like, alright, now I'm fucked. He fucking sticks C4 on my submarine and blows me up. And then I get another one. And he comes back in a jet. Same person. And blows me up. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you, T. I'm going offline.
You could have texted me.
Consider no one cares, Tom. Consider.
I texted Axel and I Snapchatted Tristan. Neither of them responded.
You could have texted me. I would have
Didn't-
won.
When was this? How many days ago?
This was...
like a month ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like right before Titanfall came out.
Consider that payback for when you fucked me with the Vidmaster achievement, jackass.
Hey, you couldn't do it.
What did
you.
master?
You never gave me the chance to do
Tell
it.
the story.
So we all agreed when ODST came out that we were gonna get Recon together, and
Yeah.
we tried, and we tried, and we tried to get Endure. We didn't even try Deja Vu. Me and John were like, you know what? We're gonna get Recon today. It was a Saturday morning.
Scumbag.
We woke up early. We got his cousin, like Zio, whatever his gamer tag is.
Scumbag.
And we got some random guy, and we did Endure. We did all the firefight things, and we were pumped. We're like, all right, all we need is Deja Vu. Deja Vu took us 7.5 hours.
Which one was Deja Vu?
You had to complete the last mission without getting in a tank with iron on Legendary. 4-person co-op.
Oh.
It
Is that the
was-
part? Is that the part where you have the mongoose and the rocket launchers?
Yes.
If I
That
recall,
was
we kept,
oh, yeah, you
when we
can't-
kept fucking up, that was not my fault in the
Oh
first
wait.
place.
Oh,
Fuck
can't you get any warthogs either?
No, you can.
I was invited
Oh wait,
to do
no.
the-
Yeah, you couldn't get in a war.
I
war
remember.
Scorpion.
I did that with a Canadian friend of mine on Xbox. His
Robert?
friend, no, his friend almost screwed us over multiple times because he didn't learn how to not shoot the rocket launcher at the other mongoose. He kept on shooting the other mongoose.
I remember one
in my
time
foot, see?
when we were trying it, we
Shut up, Tom.
we were just about to finish the firefight to get the Vidmaster, and we're on the last part. All we need to do is survive this chieftain round, and we get it. John goes idle. He has to eat dinner, something stupid that could easily be put off till later. Everyone else dies. No lives. He's the only one left. And just as he gets back, a chieftain hits him with the hammer, and we lose. We have to start it all over again. Pissed me off so much.
I want to play Grand Theft Auto 5 now. Multiplayer. When we get home, we
Thank you,
should do
Connor.
that.
Yeah.
Do what? I wasn't
GTA
listening.
5
enjoyed it.
multiplayer.
Oh. Speaking of GTA 5 multiplayer, there's going to be GTA 5 multiplayer over this video or this audio.
Will there?
Yeah.
Well, that's terrific.
Oh yeah,
I'm pissed off
finally,
that
heists have been announced.
Yeah, but they're going to be missions, just like I said. So there's going to be
Just
no
like we
free.
all said.
There's, I was the first one to say.
No, you weren't.
No, I absolutely
Fuck
was.
you.
I remember because
No.
we were all hyped about it. And I said, watch it be fucking missions.
I remember telling people that it's probably going to be missions because anyone can just come up to you and shoot you and destroy your heist. And just
For the
ruin it.
record, I never said it.
There's not going to be any freeform planning. It's just going to be like, all right, let's rush in. I bet you they're only going to give you like 50,000. There's no way that since they're missions, they're going to give you a lot of money because you could just spam them.
You can probably only do it like 3 heists a day or something.
But either way, it's going to give you shit money compared to single player. I bet.
Yeah. I'm just glad you can own more than one property now.
I'm pissed off that every DLC is about like VIP high-end
Oh, you know what really pissed me
I
off?
really don't like that at all.
My main car, my main
No physical
car in
shit.
GTA 5 got deleted.
I like it. It's like a
Pisses
mushroom.
me off.
I like your penis
This
head.
one car I put like 200,000 into, just deleted.
I have a hammer in GTA 5.
And that's why John doesn't play, because his freaking truckmobile got deleted so many times, even though he has
Yeah,
he
because he
gained
fucked it up.
$500,000 in that October thing to get another one. Not gonna do it.
Did you hear rumor that there might be a new story-driven?
Yeah, DLC.
You're probably gonna have to pay for that.
Yeah, most
Yeah.
likely.
That annoys the shit out of me.
I don't think it's gonna be good. I don't think there's any meat left on the bone for story DLC.
Unless
if they
that
follow
story
other
DLC
people.
adds a lot to
I think
multiplayer.
it would have to be an alternate thing like Undead Nightmare. It would have to be a prequel, or it would have to be new characters.
Yeah, I don't think they can do.
Yeah, I
Michael
want them to
and
add
Trevor.
more characters.
We have
The
5
only
minutes
way
left.
I think what they should do is they should make a Trevor prequel. I think that would be really cool because
Maybe-
Trevor's really
Yeah,
interesting
maybe a
character.
DLC just about like him and the Lost before
Yeah.
GTA 5. Get some
Scooter
closure with
Or
Trevor.
maybe
Brothers.
what I would really like is if they did a DLC all about Johnny, since they turned him into a pussy bitch since GTA 4, and they kill him in the first part. I want to know
So
what
what? He
goes on.
dies the second you meet Trevor.
No, because the way they made him, he was such a pussy compared to how he was in Lost and Damned. He was so badass, and then in fucking GTA 5, after he tells that chick he doesn't even want to be with her anymore, he fucking goddamn fuck you, Johnny, fuck you.
At least Packy is there.
Oh yeah, that made me cream.
There's
That was fantastic.
No, no, he doesn't.
That's disgusting.
Oh,
You know,
I want to mention something. So I think in one of our videos we should definitely have our number one fan. His name's Steven Raper. In one of our
Okay.
Is that
videos,
legit his last name?
Steven something Raper. He
Oh,
is literally our number one fan.
What makes him? Well,
'Cause
kudos to him.
That
but
is what we
Did he get
talk about
tattoo?
all the time. No, but he's the only person I know who set his desktop background as our logo.
yeah, but you don't watch our videos, so what is there to talk about between you two?
No, I mean like we could have like an interview video.
No, but you said that's all you guys talk about. You don't watch our stuff.
I
so-
watch the stuff that I think would look interesting. Anyway, another thing we should talk about. I think our buddy Big D, Michael DeLacy, should be in XVI. He would be a good.
I think
We can make
that's
that
something-
decision later.
I know.
Yeah, I think that's
this is a
something to
democracy.
discuss outside the podcast.
I know, but I'm just pointing out. You know, it's bad time.
It's democracy.
I think we should
That's not my
extend
call.
our.
You failed 3 times to get in, though.
There will be another vote, I
did.
suppose.
Yeah, there probably will.
He has to pass the friendship poll.
He's always close though.
but
Well, usually
there's
close.
never a cigar.
Never.
That's true. There is never a cigar.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
I don't like that idea.
And with that moan and Connor's dislike,
We
Thank
have
you.
Share our dues.
The end of our podcast.
this is the end of our podcast.
My friend.
Bye.